Hello, hello, hello. Hope you can see me all okay with my very Mexican background here. This is what I was talking about on a recent live. They have so many colours. All their buildings are different colours here. Not like the greys and the browns and the blacks that you get in the UK. You got yellows, pinks, greens. So I'm just waiting for some people to come on. Don't forget, hit the like, guys. And yeah, if you'd like to work with me, don't forget, check my website, transcendingtimes.org. Got a few people joining now. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm a little bit, I don't know if you can hear, a little bit nasally. I'm in actually a colder part of Mexico, and I think it just messed with my rhythm. So, hi, Alina. Don't forget, guys, to put your questions in the chat because I'm feeling a bit rough. I need your insights to help me along. But it's weird because I kind of feel guilty when I don't put content out because I know how therapeutic it is for all of us. So I got to last night. I was like, oh, I really don't feel like making a video. So I thought I'd just jump on the live for like, I don't know, let's see, 45 minutes, see how long I can last, and see the crew, see the nasty crew. How is it where you are? How is it in your country? Hi, Donna. Hi, Alvin. Let me know, and yeah, like I say, let me know of any questions that you have. It's getting a little bit crazy out there right now. People are in the UK. People are still marching, marching and signing petitions, which is I've said before, it's a form of begging. It's not it's not a sovereign frequency. My whole thing right now is trying to encourage people to embody their sovereign frequency, and I think most people on the YouTube, the YouTube, the YouTube. I put my teeth back in. The YouTube crowd, I think you kind of get it, but yeah, it's just standing in your own authority. Like there is no authority higher than yourself, right? That's where we need to get people's mindset. Um, and when people are out there protesting, which is all organized, they all have their little puppets leading these marches, and it's always on a Saturday when all the politicians, they're not even in government buildings. It's kind of embarrassing, I think, because people are shouting and screaming at people that aren't even in their buildings. I mean, I think it's embarrassing, really. I mean, even if you had it a day where they were actually inside, maybe there's an argument for it. But it's that energy of like, please, sir, please stop doing this when we just gotta stop. Like, no, we're not doing it. Oh, you want to introduce that? No, I don't think so. I'm not doing that. And it is a ball ache, I know, because we remembered, we all remembered in the convid years. God, I have so many stories about that. I don't even know if I've told you guys half of the story, and I'm sure you've all got your stories as well. When it came to the face nappies, I nearly got thrown off two planes on different occasions because I wasn't wearing my mask properly. I had it on my chin. and this one Jobsworth air stewardess, she clocked me, and I was like right there at the window, and she wouldn't leave it. And then there was this other. I remember when I was flying back to Mexico, um, and I didn't have my mask on, and the whole plane had their mask on. And this woman came, right? She kept turning around and looking at me, and I was like, what's she looking at? She's like, she's triggered that I haven't got my mask on. And then, can you believe, right? She came and sat in the row in front, which was empty, and oh, there's not much of a light. I hope you can see my face. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, so she came and sat in front of me and she put her head right in the gap. She put her head in the gap. She goes, "I think it's disgusting you're not wearing a mask." I was like, I think it's disgusting that you feel like you can come over, you don't even know me, and tell me that I don't have the right to breathe. And then she walked off in a huff, and her husband, right? Like, obviously, I didn't agree with what she was saying, but the energy of her husband, he did nothing to back her up, right? He just sat there, you know. And then she went off and told the air stewardess, and the air stewardess came and, you know, gave me a telling off. I mean, I had so many arguments. Like I say, I'm sure we could all talk for like hours and hours, and you guys could tell me all the stories that happened with you. Just so many. And even now, there's still people walking around with them every now and then. I was in a supermarket not so long ago, and I saw a very, like, it's like spotting a rare bird now, though, isn't it? I saw a double masked. There was a guy walking, a man, right? There's something about men wearing masks. It's like that. Where is that masculine energy that you're scared to breathe, right? Like, I mean, it's bad enough women doing it, but men, oh, it drives me insane. And I was in the supermarket, and there was this guy wearing a mask. And now when I see people in masks, I look at them. I like blatantly look at them like, why are you wearing a mask? Like, I give them that look, right? Like, you're the only one. Like, that ended years ago. Why are you doing it? That kind of look. And like, I kind of like hold them accountable by the way I look at them. But this guy had a double mask, and it's like, yeah, it's like spotting a rare bird. It's like, wow. So, so yeah, I mean, it's a ball ache, isn't it? It was just years of torment, really, and just all the stupid things that we had to do, like walk, like, well, we didn't have to do them. Where the rules where if you went into a pub, if you bought a pork pie, you didn't have to wear a mask, and it's all to like, I think it's all to like just slowly grind you down, you know, these little rules after little rules after little rules, where in the end they just want people to give up. And it really feels like that, and it feels like that might be coming. I mean, we'll have to see, but yeah. But my point is that looking at this through a wider lens, you know, it's the whole saying no. Like, I'm not gonna protest. I'm not gonna beg and plea to a bunch of paedophiles, right? Which are basically what our governments and authority is, right? There's no way I'm doing that. I've got self-respect. And, you know, when you know what they are and what they do, it's like, I'm not going to go and beg and shout at them. I'm just not going to do it. And that's the kind of energy that we need to approach this, because that's what I call that sovereign frequency. You know, that's what they don't want. I've noticed all the controlled opposition, they're desperate to get people on these marches. They really are. And now I understand it, because the system, I think the one thing that it is scared of, it doesn't, because if you think about it, if you're shouting and you're screaming and you're begging, and you know, they've got you marching up and down ley lines, which all the marches are, like certainly in London, they're harvesting your energy, and it's like they don't really care about you doing that, and also it's a controlled way of you letting out your anger, you know. But what they don't want is just to be deemed irrelevant, right? Where we're just like, do you know what? I'm just not doing that. Like, you just don't exist to me. And of course, there's going to be challenges with that, because they want to try and shut us out of society. But I mean, are we really that, like, are we really that dumb where we can't figure out a new way of doing things? Like, I really think that this is where it's going to head, because yeah, mass non-compliance. I think what we're going to see. This is what I think we're going to see. I think there's going to be people that are going to sign up for it all, but there's going to be like a split of people that just create their own way. I was watching something the other day. Someone was talking about in Thailand when they closed all the banks down or something, or they did something with all the accounts. But the Thai people, they just, I don't know exactly what happened. I'd have to go, but they kind of bypassed all the banks, and they're still using cash, and it kind of brought them, two worlds. It kind of brought the people together. But I think we have such a low opinion of ourselves as a species. We've been told for so long that we're not good enough, we're not worthy. Many of us have had traumas, unconscious parenting, where we've also been told we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we can't do this, just shut up. And so when you think about it, the programming throughout our lives, and even when you go into like ancestral programming, we've been a slave race for so long, we have a very low opinion of what we think we are and what we think we can achieve. And I think we have to raise the bar in that. I think we're way more in what we have been led to believe we are. And of course, with all their propaganda, they want to tell us there's too many of us, and we're like the bugs that need to be stamped out, and we're causing all these problems on the earth, with climate and all that stuff. And so I think we have to raise the bar, not only collectively, but it starts with each and every one of us, which, a lot of that starts with like the inner work. Because if you've got a whole load of trauma there in the background where you don't feel like you're good enough, you don't feel like you're worthy, you want to hide away, you don't want to shine your light on the world, that's so there's the sovereign energy of our intention, but there's also the sovereign energy of our self-worth. And so I think that this is all very much an inside job. I think the more of us that do the inner work, and it's kind of like that inner anarchy, and drop the need for leaders and saviors and politicians and guides and angels and all these sheep in wolves clothing, because that is, I call that a sovereign stopper, right? That stops you in your tracks to reaching that frequency of sovereignty. Because, and I've said it before, they don't care if your savior is Archangel Michael or it's Trump or whatever. They literally don't care. As long as you believe that someone outside of yourself is going to save you or sort things out. And this is why we have so many deities and gods. I mean, how many gods are there? Like, everyone thinks their God is the best. I'd love to get a list to actually know how many gods there are. Don't forget to hit the like, guys. We've got 92 people on here, 27 likes, and I am a little bit poorly, right? I've come on here today, taking one for the team. So, just hit the like. It takes 2 seconds, and it really helps me out. So, so the sovereign stoppers, the saviors, the wolves in sheep clothing. And, like I say, it's been very notable to me how these prominent leaders, quote unquote, are encouraging people into petitions and marches. Even David Icke shared a petition the other day. I was shocked. I was like, okay. And obviously he's leading the march in London. But so what they don't want is people to be truly sovereign of them. They want us. They need us to need them. So I've said before, like, there's nothing wrong with like getting help, right? You can get help, and it's showing discernment with the right type of help. But it's when we are completely giving our power away and waiting for people to say things, do things, And the way people share information, like the way people share like something that Trump says, I mean, it's like, it's disgusting to me. It's so anti-sovereign. It's like you're literally waiting, hanging off every word that he says. And when he says jump, you say how high. So it's that internal sovereignty, that internal anarchy. And I've said it before, that's why they have stolen the term sovereign. And they use it for their kings and queens and all of this stuff. And I think as well, when you take that internal journey and you reach the pinnacle of, okay, I am my own leader, I am my own savior. No one's coming to sort my mess out and sort the mess out of the world. I have to work things out myself. Completely lost my train of thought there. Yeah. Also, so basically that leads you to a place of internal anarchy. Now they've hijacked the word anarchy and they've used it to make it seem like, you know, chaos in the streets and all of that stuff. No, anarchy, the true meaning of the term anarchy is no leaders, no masters, right? And that's why they've inverted that word. They don't want people reaching that stage of internal anarchy. And you can spot straight away who's embodying that. Like there's a lot of people that are, there's a difference, right? There's a difference of, and I'm not sitting here saying I know everything, right? But I have done that inner work, and I do realise that I'm my own saviour, and no one's coming to save me, and yeah, all of that stuff. But it's it's you can tell straight away if someone can be aware of a few truths and think they're awake. So you can have people that know that, yeah, they're poisoning us and they're doing stuff with kids and all of that stuff and all of that stuff, and people then will consider themselves awake, right? But then in the next breath, they're out there signing petitions. They're waiting for Trump to do something. They're waiting for they're waiting for a politician to go back into Parliament to debate something, or they're waiting for the Reform Party to come in. They're going to vote their way out of this, right? So they're not really awake to anything. They're just awake to like the corruption and basic stuff, right? This internal sovereignty, internal anarchy, this takes a lot of soul searching. This takes doing a lot of internal work, facing your issues head on, dropping very, very heavy belief systems. And some people are just so weak-minded that it's not that they can't do it, it's just we see it with the New Agers, right? We see it with the New Agers all the time. They are they're so weak-minded that they just cannot comprehend that something like angels and guides and are not around there. They're not there to help them. So yeah, you can be aware of a few truths, but are you walking in your sovereign frequency? And this is a difference. And this is where we need to get. I really do believe that. So, Tony, your work used to trigger me so much, but I got curious and asked why I was so triggered by it. I realised you were awakening something that I wasn't ready to face at the time. You know what? The amount of people that have told me that, the amount of people that have said to me, I've had people to say, Tony, I hated you. For a long time, I hated you because I wasn't ready to hear what you had to say. I think I've told the story maybe a few times of the yoga teacher. He's like, we had a session together. He goes, he said, I hated you for ages. I was like, why? It's like, he said, Tony, I had a yoga school. We were doing all the stuff that you call out. It's like, he said, but I watched a video and it wouldn't leave my head. Right? I couldn't. It was in the back of my. Yeah, I know, but. You say why the hate, but be open to. Yeah, I know that, but it's triggering. I guess it's not true hate, right? It's they're triggered. Yeah, it's not hate in the sense of the word. You know, I want you to die or I want to hurt you. It wasn't like that. It was this. These people were triggered. Yeah, and so, but then he said, but I've changed everything around. He's like, now I'm doing work in my retreat that's way more aligned. You know, he joined my course. He was learning to do all the energy training, which he does now.